Alright, imagine this. You're playing classic World of Warcraft and you get bored with it, which happens. It's an MMO. It's a grind. But how do you prevent from being bored with the game? I'm going to show you how that works. Let's get into it.
So, I spoke to someone the other day and he told me he was going to quit classic WoW. He didn't feel the game lived up to the expectations he had. I can understand that expectations can hype a game up like crazy, but also ruin a game when it doesn't live up to it. So, to prevent this, I would like to inform you guys on how to have more fun while playing World of Warcraft Classic. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first. WoW and Neverwinter, Final Fantasy, Arcade, Elder Scrolls Online are all MMORPGs. An MMORPG stands for Massive Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game. Now the multiplayer aspect is a big part of the game. You are not playing a solo game, and in Classic it's really hard to finish content solo. You can do this if you want to, but you will be missing out on a lot of fun. That being said, embrace the MMO. I love to hang out in the Barrens and just read Barrens chat and sometimes even talk in it, and maybe meet some new people to hang out with. If the Barrens chat is on fire, you will have a lot of fun reading it and thinking to yourself, how did they come up with this? If you're a veteran WoW player, you might even be able to help out some new players by providing them with info. Keep in mind that you are on the internet and there are a lot of trolls, so you might not get the response you want from that. Or how about joining a guild? Guilds can be the mini community to a big server community. It can take some time before you find the right guild that fits you. But when you do, you will always have someone to talk to and talk with, and maybe even level up with or do quests and dungeons. While leveling up, you don't need to look at an endgame raiding or PvP guild yet, because you cannot compete in that scene anyway, so try finding a casuals or social leveling guild. There's also the option to join a guild for a specific country. A lot of people are playing the game at the moment, and you will find them if you take some time to look them up. Once you reach endgame, you can swap guilds to join a raid or PvP team. Or maybe hang out in the guild where you are already settled in and help them finish the raids. I'm sure it's much appreciated. Just whatever you do, don't play alone. Back to the MMO part. A lot of people are playing the game at the moment and doing the same quests as you are doing. This is not retail WoW. People will invite you to a group, will post in general chat if someone is doing the same quest and will need help. I see a lot of players I try inviting to my group declining my request and watch their health drop as soon as they pull too many mobs. Group up. I've met some amazing people while doing my quests and my friends list is growing like crazy, just by grouping up with people and having a chat. These players are usually around your level and might want to level along with you. The other day I started a quest and I failed it. I grouped up for that specific quest with someone and ended up playing with them the entire night. These things are what make an MMO a good thing in my opinion. Next up, mix up your gameplay. Classic WoW is a big grind, and this grind can take a long time. If you don't power level through it, you can make sure that you will be walking a lot for your quests, just to kill some mobs and loot some stuff. Make the most out of it. If you have to walk a big part, go kill some mobs next to the road, even go off the road. It gives you XP, gives you loot, and with skinning you can get some leather, which in return is making you money, which is hard enough on its own. If you feel that you get burned out by killing mobs, you might as well level up your professions. Go on a hunt to mine some nodes, look up some good spots to pick up herbs. What I usually do is I go fishing. I always forget to level up my fishing, and the higher tier fisherman you are, the higher amount of money you can get from them, which works just fine, and some fish are required for endgame content. If you are bored with leveling up your professions, you can go PvP. In a contested area on a PvP server, you can find people from the opposite faction. Most of them are not down to PvP, but when attacked, they will fight back. Keep in mind that I'm not talking about ganking low level players here, but actually going up to people of your own size. The fun part about this is that it can go from a 1v1 to a big war in a specific area. I'm afraid I don't have any footage to show it, but the other day I got killed by another player. After respawning, I fought back and he died. His response on that was calling in other players, and so did I. Before I knew it, there were two groups of around 25 players fighting it over with each other, which just felt awesome. So this one is more specific to endgame. How about switching up PvE and PvP? As a PvE player myself, I usually run dungeons and raids in retail WoW. But when I get bored of doing the same content over and over again, I switch to PvP. Now I'm not the best PvP player around, not even close, but I do enjoy it while I play it. This keeps me interested in the game and sets new goals for me. In Classic, this is a great option when you reach endgame. Keep in mind that raid prepping is a lot of work and take up quite some time, so the PvP option might not be really a thing to take in consideration at that point. But if you feel completely burned out on the PvP content, go do some battlegrounds, maybe set up a raid to visit a town from the opposing faction, or even hit the main cities. The chaos you see there is insane and will have you wanting more every time you do it. And of course, with PvP comes PvP gear, so you'll have another goal to work towards. And isn't that something that we all want? That's why we grind, to improve our gear, to improve ourselves. Why not set a new goal? Now, what does every classic WoW player need? That's right, gold. Go gold farming. Like a lot of you know, gold is not something you have a lot of while leveling up. There's a ton of YouTube videos out there that go in great detail on how to get the most money out of it. Keep in mind that during peak hours you might have to fight over specific mobs with other players, but it's a good time investment to grow your amount of gold. You can also choose to run some dungeons. That offers a lot of gold as well. There are specific videos on how to get the most money out of specific dungeons, so make sure to look them up. The gold can be used to upgrade your gear over at the auction house, buy mats to improve your professions, and all type of other good stuff. While you're in the major city, you might as well try and play the auction house. I know a few people that love doing this, buying low and selling high. It's something you have to like though. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this, as I feel it's rather boring to do. Alright, so picture this. You're fully decked out in all the gear you need, standing in your major city, but you're riding a simple horse. Well, isn't there a solution to that? There is. Go mount hunting. There are a lot of mounts you can gather in Classic, and it's an awesome feeling when you're standing in the main city on your new mount, showing off your gear. Because gear is more scarce around Classic WoW, you will see that people are showing off their pride and glory with gear and mounts. Some mounts can take a lot of time to get, and when you're in a group you might have to do the same dungeon or raid over and over again just to get the mount. You will have to take turns in getting your mount, which really takes up some time and can be a great investment. Like I said, it'll take time, but hang in there, it's worth it. I will make sure to link a mount guide down below for you guys so you can take a look at it and see what mount you want to get for your class. So there you go. Those are some awesome ways to not get bored or burned out in Classic WoW. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like and comment on this video. Make sure to share it if you have the chance to. Now, if you would like to see me play World of Warcraft Classic, I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday evening around 8 PM Amsterdam time. I do stream on Sundays, but it's not as regular as the Tuesdays and Thursdays. The link is down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.